All right, sitting in with us now is Springford head coach, District Duals champ, head coach, I should say, Tim Seislove.
Finally.
Finally, yeah, you got the monkey off your back. Can we get a smile out of you now? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can
yeah,
smile a little bit.
yes, yes. I'll start with saying, when you guys clinched it with I believe it was the
Xavier Cushman,
Cushman
yes.
match on the pin. Um, it was really neat. Like I felt like the weight was lifted there in a sense. Like you guys have been chasing this. Came up short last 2 years. Not to bring up the past, but you finally got what you guys have worked so hard for, and you've been one of the top teams in District 1 for as long as I've been here. I've been in the area now 14 years, and say top teams in District 1, and Springford is synonymous with that, with a handful of other teams, and it, it for me, like to see if I get it, I was focused not on what happened there, what was in the match. Seeing the bench know that was it, and they won it not just for you but for the team, I thought it was awesome. So congrats on that. Like
Thank you.
I know you've put tireless hours in to get to this point, and I'm sure it feels pretty good.
Yeah, let me add one more thing before you start. Tell us a little bit about it. I talked to Principal Nugent afterwards, and he said, we've been coming to this thing since the start of the District 1 duels when Jeff Madden started it. So that's a pretty good feat that you guys
Yes.
have been here every time.
Yeah, we haven't missed one time. If I remember he was the coach, and we got something in the mail about district. They're going to do a district dual
Lonnie Moore
tournament.
said you got to go.
Yeah, not everybody did back then.
No, only 8 teams, and
Yeah, only 8 teams
look how
went.
it's
But
grown. So, yeah, just tell us a little bit about how sweet it is here.
I think losing to Council Rock South the past 2 years in the finals. But they've had our number for a long time. We lost to them in the semifinals on a close match a couple years ago. We lost to them on a criteria match years ago on the last match of the night. And, for beating them last night was just a big, moment for our program to get over that hump. And then for these kids to come out and wrestle like they did today was just awesome to see. It's kind of strange. The kids just all weekend just stepped up. It's just from last night at Henderson and last night against Council Rock South right into here today. Even last night on the bus ride home, nobody even talked. Usually kids are excited and hooting and hollering and screwing around a little bit. It was just silent and just had a weird feeling that they were ready to go.
And we had touched on that in the beginning. I think, and I said to Doug before when I was looking for you to tell you about this. I think that Cole Smith match really was a gut punch to them. I think that was a match they felt they were gonna win with Borzio there at 6, and then obviously you go further and it became that heavyweight match, and then the Needles pin was the knockout punch that really sent them reeling. But up until that point, you guys just looked way more focused, way more prepared than they were.
Yeah, the intensity level was a little higher on the Springford side. We saw that in their face and their efforts. Did you feel that way, or?
I don't really focus on them. I just focused on our kids, and I know our kids all year have just stepped it up. Tournaments. Bethlehem Liberty. The Rock Yard Duels. They had a great weekend there. And, escaped the Rock. It just seemed every weekend they just came out and performed. And I think it has a lot to do not necessarily with me, but with our program. We're here today and we won this not because of me, but because of all the timeless hours. You talk about all the time we've put in. The people at the youth program. The Smith boys. Quinn Smith and Cole Smith. Their fathers were, coaching our youth program since they've been in kindergarten, and then Dr. Nugent's been involved in the program for 30 years. My assistant coach, Jason Kirkus, at the middle school is the best middle school coach, I think, in the state of Pennsylvania, which you can vouch for. And so, we got great parents. We're very fortunate. We have great administration, and it's just, I think it's a testimony to all the people that put time into this program for this to pay off here today.
No, definitely, it takes a village, and Springford again. You see their kids out to all the youth stuff. You have an army of kids. Seeing Springford in multiple tournaments this year at the middle school level. Always well prepared. You were there. You saw the dual meet. We wrestled 36 matches with them.
Yes.
I mean, when we see them, we know. When we see a Springford kid, we know that these are kids that our kids are going to see moving on, and it's it's always a battle, and it's a program thing. Even going down to I know our North our youth teams going back and forth with Springford. It's always a fun thing, and you guys put the work in, top to bottom. You
Thank
said
you.
it, and this is well deserved. So let's turn the page.
Let's look a little
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I see Glenn grabbing the bracket here, so we're gonna get down to it. By taking first, you're gonna get the District 2 champ. By all means, no disrespect to them. So let's look ahead to that quarterfinal match, which you probably get the winner of Dallastown and you have it there.
District
Yeah.
2, that's Delaware Valley.
What's that?
Del Val.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if they won though. So
Yeah.
Look, how can we get to the quarters? We haven't even.
well, I know that's we don't. We're let's just talk about that bracket up top.
Yeah.
If it is Del Val.
I would imagine Del Val's solid.
So and you've probably seen them. Have you seen
We've
them?
seen them at,
right. So
Escape the Rock.
how do you
Escape the Rock. We saw him at Cumberland Valley.
let's just talk about how does Springford as the champ out of District 1 stack up with some other district champions? I know obviously there's some Bears out there, but where do you think you fit in? Can we win a couple of matches? Can you get yourself in a semifinal? I mean, that's really
I
got.
really haven't looked at, obviously we got to get past, Del Val and then who's that, Father Judge in Dallastown. I couldn't tell you one thing about Dallastown, yet. And I know they're District 3. I know they're good. They're a good, solid program. And, I haven't really analyzed that too much, but I'm sure tonight I'll start. In fact, this morning I was kind of looking through a little bit at the Del Val matchup, which looks a lot better than wrestling Erie Cathedral Prep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so there's District 1 champion, going to the top of
Yeah.
the bracket, staying away from them.
Yes.
And you stay away from District 11 as well until you get into the semi. So, you're in a pretty good spot. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
we're in
being
good
the
spot.
champion,
We just got to take advantage of it. We got to stay healthy. We got to wrestle Wilson Westlawn on Tuesday night, and we'll go up there and hopefully just keep healthy, get guys healthier. Had a lot of flu hit us this week, and the flu bug came around, but I'm sure kids are going to be excited about it.
So, how does this team stack up with all these other teams that you had in the past that made runs, including last year? You were around a long time in the down in the Wrestlebacks there last year at Hershey. How does this team stack up? I mean, are they one of the best, or is that yet to be seen? But based upon where you're at right now, where do you see them?
I think they're as good. To stay here and say this is the best team I ever coached, I can't say that. Some of the years we finished second, we had a pretty darn good team last year. And Council Rock South's team last year was one of the best teams District 1 ever had.
Yes.
A couple of I think the 3 times we've lost have all been to Council Rock South, and they've all been really, really good programs. And I had some teams that finished third and fourth, which were pretty solid too. So.
Yeah, and you're no stranger up there at Hershey. I mean, you've won
No.
matches up there the last couple of years as well. And, a lot of the kids on this team are experienced, and you certainly have some guys that want to go high atop the podium in the individuals too. So I think you're in a pretty good spot here. I think you're going to win some matches up there. I'd like to see you in the semis. I mean,
That would be awesome.
yeah,
It'd be awesome to get
I
to
already
the semis.
penciled you in.
Well, I don't know.
I
I don't know much about
just kidding
Dallastown. And are you saying they won it?
What's that?
Dallastown won?
No, they were.
they're
Dallas,
in.
they're in as the 2 in
Oh, they're the
District
2.
3. Yeah,
District 3.
Oh, so they lost to Gettysburg, I am assuming.
that's
Yes.
correct. Gettysburg is the 1 down there from District 3.
Yeah. Well, we'll worry about that on Thursday.
Yeah.
I take it one day at a time. It's the only way to get through these seasons.
Only after weigh-ins and then the coin toss, you got to redo your
Yeah.
do your matchups.
So, but I know our kids will be excited.
Okay, and talking a little bit more about today, when you had it down on paper, and I know from coaching against you and talking to you before and after matches, you always take things on probably one of the more conservative approaches I've seen from a head coach perspective. What did you have it on? What did you have it on paper before the match, if you don't mind?
I thought we could win 8 or 9 matches if we won every single swing match and things went our way. But I also knew there were a lot of toss-up matches, and I think we pretty much won all the toss-up matches.
Yeah, and you got big bonus there.
and we got
with
bonus
needles.
points, and we won a couple matches at 106. Colt got beat pretty good by that kid, earlier the year up at Bethlehem Liberty, and for him to come back and win that was huge.
And Quinn Smith beating McGann, like
Yes.
that was a swing match I had. And then the other swing match that I had were Cushman, Goodwin, and when I came in, saw we were starting 195. I was like, wow, with that swing match there, and even Lepore and Pompey being a swing match as well. Those were two right there, two to the last three that could have went either way if this match was close. Like it was gonna, probably have the makings of a very exciting match. And even Glenn had said it probably in the last match that had it not been out of hand at that point, it would have made it would have been a very tense environment in that gym. But you guys came out and performed. I mean,
Well,
that's bottom line.
starting in '95. I was not really where I wanted to start it because it kind of made me make a choice with Joey, either
Yeah.
go first or last.
Yeah, it was a good move.
And I just said, you know what, he's our getter, so let's send him out and start off with 6 and hopefully get the ball rolling.
Yeah,
And
that was a good move.
I'll tell you, Louis wrestled
Louis
really well.
great.
Yeah, Louis
He
gets
res-
better every match.
Yeah.
He really is. He's getting better and better. And again, that was a swing match with Martin, and he seized control from the onset and really took it to him. So I just think you just were a step better in every single match.
Well, thank you.
So, Glenn, you got anything else
No,
for Coach? Let him
congratulations
go.
again, man.
Let's let him go celebrate with his family,
All right.
friends, staff, team, all that stuff. Folks, that's all we have here with Coach Seislove. Thank him for his time, and we wish them and the Rams and all the teams out representing District 1. Hope we see 4 teams down in Hershey this next weekend coming up. As always, check the forum out, and that's all I got. Thanks, and have a great night.
Thank you.